Hey everyone, it's me, and I'm going to be giving you yet another tutorial for another app that you can use as part of your classroom. And this one I really like, and I have used it in the past, and it's great for students, especially if they're poor artists like me, because I cannot draw at all. So it's also good for me as well, I guess, in that case. But for the most part, the idea with this is that you can create storyboards, and you don't have to worry about being a good drawer. So what you do is you go to StoryboardThat.com, you log on, as it says up here, and I'm just going to use my school account. It's much easier. I already have it set up. Now, there are a few things I do have to say about this. When you sign up, it does say, okay, here's what you can do, with your free version, and here's some other stuff that you can do with the non-free version. But since I haven't had this account for more than 14 days. I don't really know what you can and can't do. My old account did, but since we switched accounts here, I can't access the old one, so I don't know for certain. But you still can do a lot, and students usually tell me there's not a problem. So it should work for you, and I hope that you get most of the stuff that I'm going to be going over today. Okay, you want to start with creating a storyboard. I'm going to go and discard the last one I was working on. And then the very first place you want to start is some sort of background, because it does this in layers, and yes, you can change the layers, but I kind of like to do things in order. So for the most part, I'm going to choose this nice little scene right here. I just drag it down to here. And I'm going to make a few changes here. And there's a lot of different things you can do with this, and that's what makes it really kind of cool. You can make it bigger, maybe you zoom in for a certain spot, whatever it is, and crop it. You can do that, but I'll be showing more of that stuff when I actually start working with some of the characters. So I'm going to edit the scene a little bit, change the sky, make it a little bit darker. Now, there are options to do that, but I think it's almost too dark, and it doesn't look as good, and I actually, in a film, it wouldn't be that dark anyway, so I'd still want... Oh, there we go. Maybe I can add some lights here. Okay, that gives us a little bit more to work with. That's kind of cool. If you want to add in crowds, you can. But let's keep it daytime. Update the scene, and I just change a little bit of the lighting because I think it's too dark, and just change the sky. You can change the buildings, so on and so forth. Maybe that's a little bit too bright. It's a little bit dark on the day, so maybe I'm change it to a little bit darker brown, whatever it is. So we want to make it look like it's at night, a little bit more so. Okay, at that point I can click it, make a few copies, drag it to the next one, and it should just kind of just click right in there. It did the last time, so there we go. I just add in those extra scenes. Perfect. Oh boy, that is awesome, and that is easy. And there are limitations, like I said. You only get 3 and 6 cell storyboards for the free version, but that's okay for the most part. What I tell students is I'm like, okay, we'll just make multiple ones and then just do a screenshot of each, and that's what you churn in. There are different layouts that you can use, but for my students, they'd have to do the title one, and then they can just input the title in and just make whatever changes. For them, they have to do a description as well as a shot number, and scene number. For you guys, it just depends. Maybe they want to describe what's going on in the scene, or what scene it is in Hamlet, or whatever it is that you're doing. And it's actually quite easy. It's self-explanatory. All right, but some of the other stuff isn't as easy. So for instance, I want to add a character. Let's say it's a woman being chased by a monster. All right, let's get this woman in a red dress. Let's make her blonde, which, by the way, there are some symbolism as to why they use, particular, why blondes are always being chased by monsters. Ever wonder that? That's a tutorial for another time. There are different things you can do, but we're going to edit her pose just a little bit. Let's have her sitting down on that bench. We can change the side view. Maybe she's looking at something in her hand, maybe a book. I know we can't do that just yet, but maybe she's just a little bit distracted waiting for the bus. Go and update that view. Go ahead and, now a lot of the stuff, since this is a pretty basic one, I want to make a couple copies because I'm going to use it a couple times. And then for each of the different scenes to make my life easier. Okay, so here she is. Okay, she's sitting on the bench. Now, and let's find a monster to be able to add to this. We got monsters and mythology here. Now, like I said, I don't know if all these things are available to you just yet. But for the most part, there you go. Here's a scary looking guy. But for the most part, we get it. Okay. Now he's a little bit big. Let's put him in the distance a little bit. Uh-oh, she does not see this. Well, he's gigantic. Okay, maybe we put him right about there, right? Or maybe he's just even looking over her shoulder. Oh, yeah, that's a good position, right there. Okay, we can edit his pose a little bit. It actually looks kind of cute here. Maybe we should get rid of that. There you go. That's a little bit better. Okay. This one looks like he's actually running at her. Okay, let's save this one. Let's just say that he's just kind of just looking at her. He's just kind of eyeing her. There we go. Okay, go and edit the pose. Now, there's different things that you can do. It said determine, you name it, whatever it is. And that's okay. Like, it's really self-explanatory, most of that stuff. Let's make his eyes red, just because why not, right? Add a little bit of that to his claws. Let's not make him look too pretty. Okay, and there he is. Let's make a couple copies of him because we're going to be doing the exact same thing. Okay, maybe here he's actually screeching at her and he's getting a little bit closer, you know. Let's edit his pose so that he actually is screeching at her. You know, she flips out or whatever. Okay. Let's edit her pose just a little bit. You know, maybe facing towards us. She's like, oh no. Fix her like that. Make her standing. You know, she goes, oh no. Fix her hand. Oh no. Whatever shall I do? There we go. And in the last one, let's go and copy his pose. Let's have him running towards, well, actually in this one, let's have him running towards her. Why not? You know? She's, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's coming after me. Whatever shall I do? All right, then we get this one where we can, maybe he's fallen down, you know? He's like, I don't know, let's have him standing up. Let's have him, and I'll show you what it looks like when he's falling down. So maybe he's tripped and falling. He's like, oh, I've fallen and I can't get up. Who remembers that, right? I can change and rotate him. Actually, you can free rotate. Let me do that. That's easier. You just free rotate, so he's fallen right here. Oh no, poor monster, right? Now you notice how like she's now in behind. Let's switch it so that she's now in front of him. And let's have her as though she's running at the camera. Let's edit her pose so it looks like she's running at the camera, facing us, and she's still scared. She looks like she's running. Kind of looks like she's running. Oh, that's to her face, right? Yeah, let's make it look like she's running. There she looks like she just has her hands on her hips, but that's okay. Let's go and update the pose. Let's switch her head back so it looks kind of weird that's tilted. Now this is where you can use some crop. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make her gigantic, right? Because she's running at the camera, right? It's called the Z-axis when we do that. Edit, undo. Yeah, this is where sometimes it takes a little longer to do stuff, but I'm going to put her right here. Now, but here's the problem. Okay, well, she's, you know, a nice close-up of her, but she's covering everything. Well, you just go to where it says crop. You just select that. You just cut it off about where it looks like it's being cut off. So say like right about there. You crop the image, and then look at that. You can make it a little bit better, a little bit closer, and then there you have it. It really is that easy. And what's great about this, and you know, I'll show you some other examples. Okay, I'll go and save it here. Make sure to save it. Okay, you know, title it. Okay, you know, monster. Save the storyboard. And it goes and saves to some of your others. Now, I've actually created one. It was based on the jump to the Raven. Actually did one based on the Raven, as you guys can see here. And that's something that you could do for review of a short story or whatever else, and it's actually pretty good, this program. Model and nurture creativity and creative expression to communicate ideas, knowledge, or connections. Model for colleagues, identification, exploration, evaluation, curation, and adoption of new digital resources and tools for learning. So enjoy this program.